Hey, it's Quain from BeforeYouSubmit.com. We are at another night of the Florida Film Festival, and I have the honor to have Darren Dean, the co-writer and producer of Prince of Broadway. How you doing?
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. I can't drink this, but I can lick it like an ice cream cone. Come on in. So I want you to tell me how you got involved with Prince of Broadway, what it is, explain to everybody at home what this film is about, how you got involved.
I got involved because Sean Baker used to work for me at a marketing firm 10 years ago. He was making films back then, and I was running this marketing firm, and I went back to school. I made a short film, showed it to him, and he liked it, and then asked me to come on board to write this film with him. And about 3 days into shooting the script, our original producer left, and Sean asked me if I wanted to be a producer, and me being the bright lad that I am,
say yes to everything.
Say yes to everything. I said, sure, why not? How hard can that be? And
welcome to producing. Exactly. What is the film? What is this film, Prince of Broadway? What are we looking at?
Prince of Broadway is a story of a West African hustler working in the garment district of New York. He works for a Armenian-Lebanese store owner, which is pretty much how it's set up in New York. These Armenian guys have these stores, and well, not to disparage Armenian guys. So, no. I'm afraid somebody's going to come kill me.
Right, but, just 24 style.
And then these West African hustlers usually end up working for them and selling this knockoff fake merchandise, fake sneakers, fake shoes. And about 15 minutes into the film, the West African hustler has a kid that may or may not be his, thrust into his life, and he's kind of forced to learn how to be a father in this criminal element.
I think you're going to coin the term that I've heard during the Q&A, and we actually, when doing the Q&A, the first time I heard you say, I think you see me go, you say drop the baby. I think you go, so when they drop the baby, and then I think you used it for the rest of the Q&A.
Drop the baby.
But I guess it was like drop off the baby.
The baby drop. Yeah,
the baby drop, that's it, no, the baby drop.
It's a classic baby drop scene.
I was like, wait a minute, I know I've seen the film a few times, and did they drop the baby? I was like, oh my God, the baby dropped, the baby dropped.
You're going to have to get the outtakes when you buy the DVD.
Yeah, so, oh, that poor child.
No, the baby was never dropped physically.
So where did you find the kid? How did the kid come about? How did you get Aiden in this?
Well, he's actually 34, and he's got a great agent, and
wonderful makeup.
Yeah,
you guys should have won the Oscar for best makeup.
Exactly.
It's never fair.
Actually,
it's never fair.
Actually the guy from Benjamin Button who did it. And
okay.
It's Brad Pitt.
Oh. Told you, not giving anything away. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Honestly, we were introduced to the child through Prince, who had met the child and his family about 3 days prior to shooting, or not prior to us meeting the kid, I should say. And he said, "Come, meet this little boy." And he's great. He's fun. I get along with him great. And we'd had Prince read with some little boys and little girls, but it really wasn't working. And we were like, "Uh-oh, here comes that kid thing. We can't have a kid in the movie." And when we saw Aiden and Prince together, it just was magic. So,
So, with my company, Before You Submit, we always give tips, and what we do is we help filmmakers get into festivals and stuff like that. My question is, every film professor says, write what you know. Did you write what you knew? I mean, how did you?
Absolutely not.
Woo!
And I recommend writing not what you know.
Exactly. Good.
I like writing what I know. I mean, I'm actually writing a script about film festivals, but I like writing what I know for my own pleasure, and I can pull it off and things like that. But even in that that element, you have to submerge yourself in other people's worlds and in other people's shoes.
Right.
And really, the best way to understand characters and characterizations and writing is to write about the last thing in the world you would expect to write.
Good.
About.
I believe in that. I really do.
I think that anybody says write what you know. I mean, it's easy for a cheap laugh, but if you really want to be a good writer, then and I'm not saying I'm a good writer, but I'm saying that it just
no, you did it's a
great
phenomenal
place to start for any filmmakers to write something that they're completely unfamiliar with.
It's a phenomenal film. It's really like, I love how people explain it as being narrative. It's not what you're expecting as a narrative. It doesn't feel it feels too real sometimes. Final question: what's your finishing move? Can you show us the finishing move?
I used to do a great figure four leg lock, but my back's been acting up.
And I don't think the camera can go down. And people would kind of think it's weird if we both ended up going on the floor like that.
I would probably hurt you if I didn't have a beer bottle in my hand, so I can't.
So, all right, thanks everybody. BeforeYouSubmit.com. Remember, you can see all these videos, and remember, don't forget to come to the Florida Film Festival.